Hello, welcome to an episode of the channel. This is obviously a first. It's an after action report on a game me and Alex, my son, played using Fireteam Modern, and it's as previously advertised, it's the raid on top Malo House. For those who don't know, it was an engagement during the Falklands War on the 31st of May 1982. I'm not going to go into the history, but basically in a nutshell what happened, Argentinian Commando 602 were moved by helicopter and dropped off, I think after they'd been to Mount Simon. They were spotted by a patrol from the Royal Marines Mountain and Arctic Warfare Carter. What the Argentinians decided to do, for whatever reason, is to take shelter in top Malo House, which was sort of like a small, very small shepherd's hut out in the sticks. Now, for some bizarre reason, they all went inside. They didn't post any sentries. There was no OP. As a result of that, the commander of the patrol from the Carter decided to do a quick ambush on the position and attack the house. And that's basically it in a nutshell. For those who are wanting to know more about the engagement, there's a really excellent book which I've already mentioned, Mountain Commandos at War on the Falklands. This is written by Rod Boswell, who was actually the commander on the raid, so he knows his stuff. Excellent book, full of information, highly recommended. In relation to the scenario, it was a very close engagement, distance-wise, scale-wise. So what we've done, we've obviously played it in 20mm with me troops, with me 20mm guys. We've only used 4 terrain tiles, so a little bit less than 4 feet square. But we'll go into the setup once we get down to the bunker and go from there. So that's where we are, and we'll now jump to the bunker and go from there. Right, so here we'll have a view of the table, looking from the British start line towards top Malo House. Moving in a bit closer, obviously the British will be coming from this direction. Top Malo House and its environs. These are some peat cuttings, stream at the back, and that's an overall view. Moving around, looking at it from the Argentinian perspective. They'll start the game in the house, and that is now looking towards the British start line. Okay, so here we've got the British troops for the scenario, Royal Marines Mountain Arctic Warfare Carter. The way it's organised, we've got an HQ element of 3 figures. They're the guys at the front. We've then got sort of a standard section broken into 2 fire teams, one of 5 men on the left, one of 4 men on the right. That's the second row looking back. And after that, in the third row, is the another section. That's the fire support element, which is again 2 fire teams, one of 4, one of 3. The card in front is what we use to record sort of some of the stats. So after some consideration, I've rated the Carter as elite. They're going to be activated on black cards. What that basically means is activation pips wise, they'll get 6 normally, 3 if they're suppressed. This other slip of paper that we've got here is what we use to record things like wounds and things like that. Keep that handy as well. Right, and the Argentinians, so Commando 602, they're basically organised into a 2-man HQ element. And well, effectively 3 fire teams, as you can see. We've rated those. I've rated those as regular, activating on red cards. What that means is the activation pips, they have 5 normally, 2 if they're suppressed. And again, we've got the similar sheet here for marking wounds. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is in relation to the building. I built it so the roof does come off and you can't fit figures inside. However, it was a 2-story building, and rather than messing around trying to work out some way of doing a second story, what we've used is basically a scale floor plan of the building. So any figures in the building will actually be placed on the floor plan, just easier to organise it. So that's what we'll be doing with that. Right, so where we're at now, we've both deployed. I'm playing the 602 Commando, and Alex is taking the role of the commander of the Mountain Arctic Warfare Carter. So a basic view of the table. Argentinians, as I've already mentioned, started off in top Malo House, but I've deployed those on the sketch plan over there, and Alex has deployed his over here. This is the fire support group split into 2 fire teams, and this is effectively the assault group, 2 fire teams, and also the command element there. So what I'll do now, we'll go down and just get a couple of closer views. Right, so the Argentinians top Malo House. As I mentioned earlier, we've deployed them onto this sketch map. That's a bit of a close-up. That's the first floor, fire team on the first floor, ground floor, 2 fire teams, and the command element. Moving back to the table, so they're obviously in the house here. British have deployed up here. So these are the 2 fire teams from the fire support group. You see the GPMG guy prone there, and these are the front row are the 2 fire teams of the assault group and the command element behind. Right, so this is turn 1. Activation wise, a little bit different on turn 1 because the British had got the drop on the Argentinians. Will not be using the card activation system for turn 1. Basically, all of the British units are going to activate first, and then the Argentinians are going to respond. This is obviously to, in relation to the fact that the British did get the drop on them, and they were effectively, it was arguably a bit of an ambush, really. So that's where we are. Alex, your first unit, your first fight team, what are you going to activate?
Right, so I'll activate this group here, which is the support team.
Yep.
I've got 6 activations.
Yep.
So what I was going to do, I was going to move for 3 activations.
Yeah.
That's
so that would be foot. Yeah.
Gets me to there. They're going to move up.
Yeah.
Next activation, they're going to go down for 1.
Right. So we need a down marker. There's one there. So they've dropped down. Yeah.
On the last 2, they're going to do suppressive fire on the house.
On the house, right? That makes sense. So looking at suppressive fire, as we've said, the way that works, basically, it's the basic score to hit. You don't add or take away any modifiers. You double the amount of dice you're rolling, but you can't cause any hits. All you're going to be doing is causing suppression. So the way that would work is looking at what you've got there, Alex. You've got a GPMG, which is 6. So you get yourself 6 dice initially.
6, yeah.
You've got an SLR, which is 1.
Mm-hmm.
You have, you've got a bit of a choice. You've got the team leader, who's also got a 66, so you could fire that.
Yeah.
Right, so you want a red dice for the 66.
Yeah.
And you also have a guy who's got an assault rifle, but he's got, he's also got an M79 grenade launcher. So you could use that if you wanted to. You're going to get the same amount of dice, however, because it's HE, you double any suppression. So that might be the thing to do.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to do that as well.
Right, so I'll tell you what we'll do for that one. For your M79, we'll give you a couple of black dice. Okay, so you've got your white dice for your GBMG.
Which is 6.
Yeah, you've got your black dice of 2 for the Guy Fair and the M79.
Yeah.
You've got 1 red dice for the low.
Yeah.
And the other guy's got an SLR, so you want 1 more white dice as well. Yeah, so you've got those. Right. So because this is, you're going for suppression.
About 12.
12 inches as well.
12 inches.
Because it's suppressive fire, you don't get any modifiers,
yeah.
so that wouldn't apply. So your base score, because you're elite, is you're looking for 3s or more. So the easiest way to do it will be to roll those dice twice effectively. 3s or more.
Right, 1 red 5.
Right.
Which is
which is a hit.
Hit. 3s or more, 2 of the hits for the black.
Right.
And I've got another 4 hits.
Right, so looking at suppression. So you're going to roll them all again, but we'll do this first. Red 1 is the 66, so you effectively get 2 for that.
Yeah.
Black, you've got 2, so that's 4. So that's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So already you've got 10 points of suppression. Now you need to roll them all again. Just put the 2 little dice there so we know what we're on. You got the red one in?
Yeah.
Right. So 3s or more.
1 hit of the black.
Right, and 1 hit of that. So
1
they're
hit of the
HE,
red.
so they're both doubled. So that's another 4.
2.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so what that means is you've got another 10. So in total, there are 20 points of suppression.
Jesus.
So the way I think we're going to do it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units. We'll just put 5 on each. So each unit has got 5 points of suppression. Obviously, you're not rolling saves or anything like that because it's suppressive fire. It doesn't count. Right. So you need an activated marker on him.
Yep.
Right. So that's those guys done. Second fire team.
Second fire team, the second support team.
Yeah.
They're gonna move up the same distance, so they'll roughly be about the same spot. They're gonna go down as well.
Yeah.
And they're just going to do normal fire on the house.
Right, so they're going to do normal fire, so it's only 1.
I think those 2 have got rockets.
There's 2 with lows, so you're going to just do normal fire.
Normal fire, they're going to fire the lows.
So, right, okay. So you don't want to do concentrated fire, so it makes it easier to hit?
Yeah.
So you're going to do concentrated fire, and that's all the activations used. Right, okay. So what you want 1 dice for the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
You want 4 red dice for the 2 lows. So I'll give you another 2 red dice. Right. So for this, because it's concentrated, this is where you start. Is the range still 12, Alex? Is it?
It should be.
It will be.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, 12.
That's fine. Right, so the basic score you're rolling to hit is 3. They're carrying out concentrated fire, which puts it to 2. They've moved, which puts it back up to 3. The target is close range, which puts it to 2, but it's classed as soft cover, which puts it back up to 3. So you're looking for 3s. So you've got 1 miss there, have you?
Yeah, one miss, yeah.
Right, so the red dice, you've got 3 hits, but because it's HE, they're doubled. So that's basically 6, 7 further points of suppression. So if we put 7, so if we put him up to 6, him up to 6, him up to 6, him up to 6. So that's 4. So we've got 3 left. We'll add another one on him, another one on him, another one on him. Right. So those are your hits there.
Yeah.
So I've got to roll saves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got to roll 4 saves. So because I am regular, I'll be regulars. I'll be saving on 4s or more. The builder's not classed as hardcover because it was obviously just regular tin and wood and quite flimsy. So I'm looking for 4s or more. So I've managed to save 2, and I've got 2 hits. Right. So looking for casualties. Basically rolling 6-sided dice. Low is bad, so 1 or 2 are dead. 3, 4, 5 seriously wounded. 6 is a minor wound. So that's 1 dead, which I select which ones. So this guy here will be dead, and 1 seriously wounded will be that guy there. So mark that down. So number 7 seriously wounded, and number 12's KIA. Right. So that's those guys activated. Right, nothing a bit awkward for me at the moment, but come in, right?
So the first normal fire team here, they're going to move up for 2, get me to there.
Just bear in mind the fire and these guys over here.
8, move 8 to there.
Yep, so that's 2 activations.
2 activations. Then they'll be in, they're in 12 there. So what they could do then is concentrated fire.
Remember, you wouldn't have anyone on over. You couldn't put them on Overwatch. Remember?
Yeah, that's fine. Concentrated fire. So move 2.
Yeah.
Concentrated fire 2.
It's 4, and then go down.
Then I'll go down.
Right. So we'll put the down marker on them now. Right. So they're going to do concentrated fire.
Yeah.
So what you've got there, you've got you want 1 dice for your SLR.
Yeah.
2 dice for that assault rifle.
Yeah.
2 dice for that assault rifle.
Yeah.
1 dice for that SLR.
Yeah.
Another 2 dice for your assault rifle.
Yeah.
Right, so you're doing concentrated fire. So what we are looking at is you're looking at a base of 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're carrying out concentrated fire, which puts it to 2. You've moved, which puts it back up to 3. The target's in soft cover, which puts it up to 4. But it's close range, which puts it down to 3 again. So you're looking for 3s or more.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
5 hits. So there's another 5 suppression.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
So that's 1 on him, 1 on him, 1 on him, 1 on him, and I'll put an additional 1 on him because that's on the first floor, and that's your 5 suppression. Right. Okay.
And they're been activated.
They're activated. Yeah.
So next fire team, they're going to move for.
That would be 3.
3. Yeah.
And they could drop.
They're going to move for 3.
Yeah.
To there. They're going to drop.
Yeah.
Little drop marker.
So that's 4.
Then they're going to go on an Overwatch.
Right, so you want an Overwatch marker. which is that one on there. So they're on Overwatch.
And that's
And that's them done.
Done.
Right, so all you've got left is now the command element.
So HQ, they're just going to move up around this area.
Right, so you've got plenty to do with that.
Plenty
Right.
to do with that. They'll go down as well.
So they're down and they're activated.
They've been activated as well.
Right, so looking at the top Malo House and all the rounds and crap that's hit them. So these guys, the HQ team, 2 men, they've got 7 suppression points. So basically the way the morale rules work, if you have double the number of surviving figures, which they have, you're classed as suppressed. So the HQ is suppressed. What we'll do, so I'll activate them first. So they're classed as suppressed. For them to have a morale check, it would need to be 4 times, so that they're quite near a morale check stage. That would be obviously 8 suppression points because there's only 2 of them. But at the moment, they're not. So they're activated. The only issue they have is because they're now suppressed, they can only, they've only got 2 actions, 2 activation pips. So what they'll do is try and sort themselves out and get rid of 2 of the suppression markers, which gets them down to 5 suppression markers. They're obviously activated as well. However, they're still suppressed. Right. This fire team here, so they have got 8 points of suppression. There's 4 of them, so they are suppressed as well. Because they're suppressed, they only get 2 activations. So what they are going to do, 2 guys are going to move to the window. And that's them done. Second fire team on the ground floor. They are on 8 points of suppression. And they're also suppressed. So they only have 2 activations. So what they are going to do is exit the building, which is 1 point, and they're going to move 4 inches, which would get them at the edge of the building, get them behind the building. So these 4 are around about here. They're still on 8 points of activation. 8 points of suppression, sorry. They are still suppressed. And they are activated. So activation marker. They are suppressed and activated. Right. So that's those guys done. The only ones I've got left are on the first floor. They're on 9 points of suppression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're not actually suppressed. So they've got 5 activations. So what they are going to do is go down, which is 1. They're going to exit the building, which is 2, which leaves them 3, 12. So they're going to try and make it to this these peat curtains. So they're going to move round here. You have that team on Overwatch, Alex. Are you going to open fire?
I'm going to open fire.
Right, so they, at the minute, they are in this position here. Hightailing it towards the peat curtains. So we'll see what happens before we finish off the move. Okay? And you might be over to the group, yeah, you're over 12.
Over 12.
So it's not close range. So what basically you're going to do, now the way this works here, because they're out in the open, we'll say for the purposes of this scenario, it's very close range, so you would definitely spot them. So we'll not bother rolling for spotting. We'll go basically straight to fire, and this is standard firing because you're on Overwatch, so it's like snap shooting. So rolling for you to hit, what have you got there? You've got 1 SLR, which is 1 dice. Yeah, this guy here. So you've got 1, so it's 1 dice for that SLR.
Yeah.
You've got 2 dice for that assault rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, knock him over. Stand up, mister. You've got 1 SLR for him.
Yeah.
And you've got an LMG, which is 3.
Yeah.
So those are your dice you're rolling. Your base score to hit is going to be 3. You don't get any modifiers. You've moved, or these have moved, so that puts it up to 4. The target, so it's 4. It's not close range. So you're looking for 4s.
I'm on Overwatch as well.
That doesn't apply.
Right.
So you're looking for 4s. Oh, good
roll that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you've got 6 hits. So there's a further 6 points of suppression on these guys. So they're the 6 suppression. I've got to see what I can do with the 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to save, they're not in cover. They would be classed as in the open. Regulars 4 or more. Ooh, that's good. So I've saved 5 of them. So I've got 1 hit. Stand up, he's falling over.
And he's dead, that's fine.
No, he's not dead yet. Right, so going on to combat. So again, high is good for me. 3 is seriously wounded. Right, so this guy here is going to be seriously wounded here. 17, seriously wounded. Right.
Overwatch Walker can come off there.
Overwatch can come off. Right. So he's seriously wounded. They would obviously carry out the rest of the turn. So they've got into here. But that guy's seriously wounded there. And they are now up to 15. So they are classed as suppressed. Right. So that's where we are with those guys. They activated, obviously. And I think that is me, isn't it? Yes. So that is the end of turn 1. Yeah?
Yeah.
Happy with that? Right. So quick synopsis, end of turn 1. Alex has obviously moved his group forward, did some quite good firing on the house from the fire support group. These guys are advancing towards the peat cuttings. Argentinian 602 commando wise, we've got some casualties in the house, a lot of suppression. This fire team who've managed to bail out, they're suppressed. And we've got a fire team that had 1 casualty, managed to get the peat cuttings, but they're suppressed as well. So that's the situation, end of turn 1. So start of turn 2, and this is where we're going to the card activation system. As already discussed, Argentinian 602 Commando activates on red cards. British Mountain Arctic Warfare, Honorary Mountain Arctic Warfare card activates on black cards. So that's where we are at the moment. So we're ready to turn the first card, see what the activation is. So that is a black card, which means that's a British fire team to activate.
Right. I'm going to activate this group here.
Right.
They are going to, well, first they're going to do suppressive fire onto them.
Right.
Then they're going to stand up for 1, then move into some cover.
Right, okay, so suppressive fire. So we know what we're doing with that. We're looking at 3s or more. Looking at the figures, you want 1 for your SLR.
Yeah.
You want 2 for your assault rifle.
Yeah.
1 for an SLR.
Yeah.
And 3 for your LMG.
Yeah.
So you've got, what have you got there? 7 dice?
3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right. Right. Okay, so just roll those dice you've got, and then we'll roll them all again. So you're looking for 3s or more. So you've got 4 hits there.
Yeah.
So that's 4 suppression points there. I've got them. Right. So roll them all again. 3s or more. So another 4. So that's a total of 8 suppression in total on this group here. So they want another 6 added there, and they want another 2 added onto that one, which puts that up to dice up to 5. So what we've got there, we've got 6, 12, 18, 23 points of suppression. So here what we've got is you've got 4 surviving members, so that's more than 4 times, so they have to do a morale check. So what they're looking at is we've got 4 guys, so I need 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm looking to roll, they are regulars, so I need to roll 4 or more. Obviously, one of the 6, we're looking at successes and failures. However, because we've got a casualty, one of the successes will be removed. So 4 or more. We've got 2 successes, 2 failures, but one of those successes is basically turned into a failure. So you've got 3 failures, 1 success. So fails exceed successes. So what that means is the morale check fails for these guys here. So the team must immediately fall back 4 inches plus 1d6 in inches. So that team must fall back 10 inches. That's basically going to put them off the table. So they are gone effectively. So that team has effectively fallen back scarpered into cover. Gone off the table, removed.
Good shooting.
Good shooting. Right, so they've done the suppressive fire, so they've done 4 activations.
They've done 2.
2 activations.
2 activations. Yeah. 1 activation to stand up.
3.
They're going to move over to that bit of
cover there.
So then which is cover. 4 inches.
Yeah.
So then the cover looking out, looking over. And they'll go down as well.
Yeah, so that right into the cover.
Done.
And they're done. Right, okay, next card activation. Black King.
I like these cards.
Right, I'm not interrupting.
No, right. This fire team here.
Yeah.
They're gonna do concentrated fire on the build, and then they're gonna
concentrated fire. Yeah. Okay, so they're doing concentrated fire first. Right, so what we're looking at there is, so we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You need 11 dice.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Right, so you've got 11 dice. Right, what we're looking for, you're doing concentrated fire, so the rolling to hit, you're looking at a base of, you're not within 12, are you?
I think I am.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right, we'll give you close range. Right, so we're looking at a base of 3. You're not under fire. You're carrying out concentrate fire, which puts it down to 2. You haven't. Have you moved this turn? You haven't. So it puts it at 2. The target is classed as soft cover, which puts it at 3, but it's closer, so it puts it down to 2. Right, so you're looking for 2s or more on those dice. So just get rid of the 1s. Right, so how many hits?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So in the building, there's another 8 suppression points. So the easiest way to do it will be to put them on, we'll just put 4 on each. That's probably the easiest way to do it, Alex. So they've got 4, which puts them on 9, so they're going to have to do a morale check. These guys, so that puts him on to 6, so they're on 12, which puts them on a morale check as well. Oh my god. Right, so you're going to do the morale checks immediately. So this group here are on, there's 2 of them. So we're looking for 4s or more. 1 success, 1 failure. What that means is that the failures equal the successes. So that's a morale check passed. Remove 1d6 suppression points. So get rid of 6. So that puts them on a 3, which is good news for me. And the only other problem is they have no further actions this turn, so they're effectively activated. So they are activated. There's an activated marker. Right. These guys here on 12, they're on a morale check as well. You've got 4 minus 1 success. So you're looking for 4s or more. Right. 3 successes, 1 failure. Remove a success. 2 successes, 1 failure. So the successes exceed the failures. The morale check's passed. Remove 1d6 suppression points. So I'll get rid of 3. So that puts them on a 9. Team can act as normal for the rest of the turn. So they're alright, although they've still got those points. Okay, so that's your suppressive fire with those guys done. What else are you going to do?
Do you want to do the casualties? Was it concentrated?
Oh, it was concentrated, yeah. Yes. Sorry, Alex. You're right. Yeah, you're right. That's me getting ahead of myself. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 8 hits. Oh, God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be horrendous. Right. Saves first before we're on the thingies. Right. Saves, regulars, 4 or more. Oh my God, I should save 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got to roll 7 on the casualty table. Oh my God. Right, so that's 4 KIA. My choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take them all off there. Nothing too seriously wounded. Right, so those 4 are what KIA under.
Yeah.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 KIA. And 200. Right, I think that might be good night Vienna, to be perfectly honest. Right.
So that was my first 2.
Yeah, your first 2 activations, right?
Stand up for 1, 3.
Yeah.
Move 4, 5. So move 8. Gets me to there.
Yeah.
And we'll go down again for 1.
And you need your activated marker on them. Right, so I've got 1 fire team, a black 5, however, I'll interrupt it with him and I'll activate this fire team here. So they are suppressed, so then you get 2 activations. I'll get rid of those, and that's me done. Right. Next card. You. Well, it's you now because you can.
Activate this unit here.
Yeah.
They'll move up. That's 1. Well, sorry, they're going to stand for 1.
Yeah. you could move them in, Alex. If you get them close, these guys would have to surrender, so you can move them right up. They'll have
so can move them to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go. I've got enough. Yeah, go down for one now.
No,
Yeah.
I think, Alex, we can. To be honest,
Do you want to end it there?
I think
do you want to surrender there?
We can call it there. I haven't got any troops left, and they're suppressed, so they would. I think they would surrender.
Good game.
Good game. Excellent. Excellent.
Complete bloodbath in the house, like.
Not good. Right, relatively short game. End of turn 2. Basically a complete British victory. Largely down to the good fire from the fire support group hitting the house early. The Argentinians, as I've already discussed, completely unprepared, no sentries posted, got absolutely caned. So looking down, British have moved right up here, and the reason we called it, Alex, is this one remaining Argentinian fire team suppressed in the lee of the house. The British right up to them, mirroring what happened in actuality, and they surrendered. One Argentinian fire team had obviously bugged out and left the table as they failed the morale check, and you had mass casualties basically in the house. Good game to show you how the system works. Very similar to what really happened in actuality. Casualty-wise, on the British side, they didn't have any. Going around the Argentinian side, so we know what's happening. You're looking at wounded troops. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 KIA. So quite substantial amount of casualties, really. It could go on. So a good game, enjoyed it, and we'll go back to the debrief. Right, so that was the game. Not a good day for Commando 602. Arguably quite accurate in relation to what happened. We purposely picked something that was going to be fairly quick and straightforward for you to follow. Not with armour in, not with artillery, not with air support, so that you can see how the system in a nutshell works for infantry rules. We really like them. It's all revolves. The nice thing about it, I find, is that if you use accurate tactics, it works quite well. So if you've got a section or 2 fire teams, if you pepper pot with them, if you have one on Overwatch, the other team move forward, swap it, you can advance, you can throw a smoke if you want to. And the main thing that I really like is the way the suppression thing works. You get a lot of suppression on a target. They're not going to be able to do anything, which gives you the advantage, and you can exploit. So it's worked. It works really well. So as normal, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, get an advance notification when I release a video. That's an advantage for you. The benefit for me is that obviously it shows that I'm doing something right. More subscribers I get, the better, really. You can do that either from the main channel page. You can subscribe. Alternatively, at the end of the video, there's a subscribe button, the bottom right hand corner, which is an Empress 28mm Modern British Infantryman on the button. You just click that. That's how you subscribe. So once again, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.